You ever notice the more technology we get, the less people seem to use their brains? We've got these brilliant little devices in our hands. Machines that can calculate, translate, locate, and educate. But all they seem to do is make us forget how to think. The phones are smart, sure, but the people are like accessories now. The phone has the ideas, the phone tells them what's real, and they just follow it around like it's the shepherd of truth. Once upon a time, people read books. Remember books? Yeah, those big rectangular things filled with knowledge before scrolling became a form of reading. Back then, when you wanted to know something, you went and found it. You looked it up. You asked questions. You talked to other humans. Real ones, with faces, not profile pictures. Now they just ask their phones, and their phones tell them whatever makes them feel comfortable. It's like we traded curiosity for convenience. We don't want to understand anymore. We just want results. Fast ones. Give it to me in 10 seconds or I'll scroll away. Humanity's attention span is shorter than a TikTok clip now. And that's saying something because TikTok was designed for people who can't pay attention in the first place. The irony is, these gadgets were supposed to make us smarter. That was the promise, right? Information for everyone. Knowledge at your fingertips. But when you give people all the world's knowledge and zero critical thinking, they don't become enlightened. They become experts in nothing who think they know everything. Everyone's a scholar now because they read half a tweet and saw a YouTube video. Congratulations, Professor. You've just graduated from the University of Google with a degree in misinformation studies. And it's funny, isn't it? The smarter the devices get, the dumber the conversations become. People used to sit down and talk about ideas, argue about philosophy, question politics, challenge religion, laugh at hypocrisy. Now they sit at a dinner table, and the only thing anyone's discussing is the Wi-Fi password. You ever see a group of people out at a restaurant? 6 friends all together, each one staring down into their glowing rectangles, smiling at pixels instead of faces. They don't even talk to each other. They just send memes across the table. Did you see that? Yeah, you sent it to me. Oh, silence. They think they're connecting, but they're just synchronized zombies, 6 souls sitting in the same room, miles apart. We used to be social creatures. Now we're just creatures with social media. The illusion of connection, the performance of friendship. People don't want to be together. They want to appear together. They take photos with friends they don't like, at places they can't afford, smiling about lives they don't have, just to convince people they've never met that they're happy. You know what that's called? Progress. The phones keep getting smarter because the market demands it. The humans keep getting dumber because the system requires it. A smartphone in every pocket, a dumb mind in every head, and everyone's still wondering why the world feels emptier. It's wild. People walk around like the world owes them Wi-Fi. You see it every day. A grown adult standing on a street corner waving their phone in the air, yelling, "Where's the signal?" Like Moses trying to part the Red Sea of bad reception. Come on, I need 5G. Meanwhile, the planet's on fire, the oceans are dying, and the glaciers are melting, but God forbid you lose a bar of service. Save the battery, not the earth. That's the motto now. It's not survival of the fittest anymore, it's survival of the connected. People would rather lose oxygen than lose connection. You want proof of human laziness? Look at how we design everything now. Everything's automated. Everything's voice controlled. We don't even want to press buttons anymore. Alexa, play music. Siri, order food. You Google, tell me how to feel. We've outsourced effort, emotion, and decision-making to a series of algorithms written by people smarter than us, and instead of learning from them, we let them think for us. It's not intelligence anymore, it's assisted existence. We don't live. We're managed. Our preferences, our habits, our desires. They're all predicted and fed back to us in neat little suggestions. You might also like, yeah, maybe I would, but how about you let me decide for once? People have become predictable because machines love patterns. The system doesn't want humans who think, it wants users who consume. You're not a person. You're a data point. Every click, every tap, every scroll tells them what kind of dummy you are, and they feed you exactly the nonsense you'll respond to. That's not intelligent. That's manipulation disguised as entertainment. and the crowd eats it up. They love it. They don't want freedom. They want comfort. They don't want to know the truth. They want to be told they're right. They don't even question how insane it is that their phone knows what they're going to buy before they do. The machine doesn't serve them. They serve the machine. And the crazy part? They like it. They defend it. And my phone makes my life easier. Sure, because you've lowered the bar for what life is. People have confused convenience with progress. Progress means improvement. Convenience means you don't have to move. They think if something's easier, it must be better. But making things easier doesn't make people stronger. It makes them weaker. Every generation before us had to work for something. Build, fix, learn, adapt. Now people panic when the coffee machine asks for a filter. They can't handle inconvenience because their entire identity is built on everything being effortless. The worst thing you can say to someone today is to figure it out yourself. It's like emotional abuse, and you can see it in their posture and their eyes. People walk around, slouched over, staring at their hands like they're praying to the gods of notification. You bump into them on the street, and they look at you like you interrupted their sacred scroll. Hey, I was liking something important. Important? You were double-tapping a picture of a sandwich. Humanity has turned into a parade of hunched shoulders and empty stares. And you know what the best part is? They call it freedom. I can do anything from my phone. Yeah, except disconnect. You can't spend 10 minutes alone with your own thoughts because silence feels like death now. That's the thing. We're surrounded by noise, but nobody's listening. We're overloaded with information, but underfed with wisdom. We mistake access for understanding. We think because we can Google it, we know it. But knowledge without reflection isn't intelligence. It's trivia. You've got people who can name all the Kardashians but don't know how interest rates work. They can recognize a logo faster than a flag. That's what smart devices have done. Turned us into trivia machines full of random facts and zero context. The irony is beautiful, though. We built the smartest tools ever invented, and we use them to take pictures of our food. That's it. Billions of dollars in satellite technology, global data networks, quantum processors, and what's humanity's great accomplishment? Sharing selfies and cat videos. It's poetic, really. We dreamed of conquering space, and we settled for filters. We wanted enlightenment, but we got entertainment. The tool that could have educated the world turned out to be the world's biggest distraction. But hey, people are happy, or at least they pretend to be. Because now, happiness is measured in likes. Approval is the new oxygen. Look at me, I'm smiling in Bali. Yeah, but you're crying in your hotel room because nobody watched your story. The same technology that connects everyone has made everyone feel more isolated. We're drowning in contact and starving for connection. The dopamine rush of digital applause replaced the quiet satisfaction of real accomplishment. We used to chase dreams. Now we chase engagement. The universe didn't dumb us down. We did it to ourselves, one post at a time. And what's scarier is people defend this way of life like it's sacred. Try telling someone to put their phone away for an hour. Watch the panic set in. The tremors, the cold sweat, the anxiety, like they're missing a limb. They're not even addicted to phone. They're addicted to the illusion of relevance it gives them. Someone might message me. No, they won't. And if they do, it'll be something pointless. A K or a fire emoji. The modern human condition, desperate for validation, terrified of silence. You ever think about how weird it is that we carry the entire sum of human knowledge in our pockets and use it mostly for gossip and porn? That's evolution in reverse. We could use this miracle of communication to build empathy, understanding, global awareness. Instead, we use it to argue with strangers about movies we didn't even watch. We've got tools that can send images from Mars, but people still think the Earth is flat because a guy on YouTube said so. That's not stupidity. That's willful ignorance powered by convenience. It's easier to believe nonsense that fits your bias than truth that challenges it. And the kids are growing up in a digital circus with no exit. They don't even know what boredom feels like. Boredom used to be the birthplace of creativity. Now it's a system error. The moment they feel the slightest twinge of stillness, boom, they reach for the phone. Entertainment injected straight into the bloodstream. Their brains are rewired for instant gratification. They can't sit, can't think, can't imagine. And we call that a future. The future? It's a generation that can code apps but can't hold conversation. A society that remembers memes but forgets empathy. A planet full of people who can connect but can't relate. And maybe that's the grand joke of it all. The universe doesn't care how advanced our gadgets get. It's still watching us trip over the same human flaws. Ego, greed, fear, vanity. We keep inventing smarter machines while ignoring the simple truth that it's not the tool that defines intelligence, it's a user. You can hand a genius a stick and he'll create art. Give an idiot a supercomputer and he'll create a conspiracy theory. Technology doesn't save us from stupidity. It just amplifies it. I sometimes think maybe the machines are evolving faster than we are. Maybe they're looking at us thinking, wow, these humans are useless. They built us to serve them, but we're the only ones doing anything productive. The fridge is smarter than the owner. The car is smarter than the driver. The thermostat can adapt to the environment better than people can adapt to new ideas. So maybe the machines are waiting for the right moment. They'll wake up one day and say, you know what? These idiots had their chance. And honestly, can you blame them? Because look at what we've done with all this brilliance. We built tools that could have liberated us and used them to build echo chambers. We designed systems that could have united us and used them to divide ourselves into smaller, louder tribes. Every argument is a war now. Every disagreement a crime. We don't debate to learn, we debate to win. And who needs facts when you've got filters? Who needs logic when you've got followers? So here we are, smartphones, dumb people. A civilization that mistakes access for wisdom, applause for value, speed for progress. We built a digital god and forgot we were supposed to be human. But maybe that's the point. Maybe evolution just decided, you know what? Let's see how long they last before they drown in their own updates. And judging by the way we're going, I'd say the machines won't have to wait long. Because the real punchline is this: the tools got smarter, the people got lazier, and everyone's still convinced they're living in the smartest age in history. But maybe the smartest age isn't the one with the most information. It's the one that remembers how to think. And right now, that's the one thing nobody's downloading. You ever notice how everyone keeps bragging about how connected the world is now? We're all connected. They say like it's some great achievement of human evolution. Sure, we're connected, in the same way a bunch of tangled wires are connected. Technically, yeah, there's contact, but there's no meaning to it. It's noise. Everyone's shouting into a digital void, hoping someone somewhere clicks a like so they can feel real for 5 seconds. We've built this gigantic global web to make communication easy, and somehow nobody has anything worth saying. We don't connect to understand anymore. We connect to perform. We don't want conversation. We want audiences. And that's the great joke, isn't it? The technology that was supposed to bring us together has turned us into spectators of each other's loneliness. It's amazing. People can talk to anyone in the world at any time, yet they can't look their neighbor in the eye. They'll text a "How are you?" to someone halfway across the planet but can't be bothered to say hello to the person standing right in front of them. We built entire networks designed for connection, and all they've done is teach us how to avoid intimacy. You can be surrounded by thousands of friends, millions of followers, endless chatter, and still go to bed feeling like nobody actually knows you. Because they don't. They know your username, your filters, your carefully edited life, but not you. The real you isn't marketable, so it gets buried under hashtags and highlight reels. You see it everywhere. People living like actors in their own movies, curating their days for maximum approval. Oh, look at me, I'm living my best life. Yeah? Then why do you look so damn tired? Why do your eyes always dart back to the screen every few seconds like you're waiting for permission to exist? It's because the applause never lasts. The likes fade, the comments dry up. And then you're left staring at your own reflection on a black screen, wondering who you were performing for in the first place. People used to fear dying alone. Now they fear posting something that doesn't get attention. That's the level we're at. Solitude isn't the problem anymore. Invisibility is. It's a strange thing, this modern loneliness. You can be sitting in a crowded subway, surrounded by hundreds of human beings, and every single one of them is somewhere else. Eyes down, thumbs twitching, lost in a world of updates, messages, alerts. They don't even exist in the same dimension as you. It's like being in a ghost town full of bodies. Everyone's present but absent. Breathing but disconnected. We've replaced physical presence with digital proximity, and it's not the same. You can't hug an emoji. You can't cry on a screen. You can't feel warmth through a Wi-Fi signal, but we keep pretending you can, because facing the emptiness of our real lives would be too uncomfortable. That's what it all is. Avoidance. People don't want connection, they want distraction. They fill the silence with sound, the stillness with scrolling, the loneliness with loops of endless entertainment. Because the second they stop, the second it all goes quiet, something scary happens. They have to face themselves, and nobody wants that anymore. Nobody wants to sit with their thoughts, their fears, their doubts. They want to mute reality with constant stimulation. You can't meditate on meaning when you're too busy checking notification. And that's the weirdest part. They think all this activity means they're living. They confuse motion with emotion. Every ping, every buzz, every message. It's a little reminder that someone somewhere remembered them. Entire human relationships reduced to oil or fire. It's emotional junk food. Easy to consume, zero nourishment. But we keep eating it because real intimacy takes effort, and effort doesn't trend. You can't hashtag a quiet night with someone who truly understands you. You can't monetize stillness. And that's the thing. Connection has been commercialized. Everything you feel, everything you think, everything you share, it's data. The system doesn't care if you're lonely as long as you're active. Every message, every post, every moment of vulnerability, it's being sold somewhere. They've turned emotion into currency. They've turned friendship into analytics. And people still think they're in control. That's the biggest illusion of all. The house always wins, and the house owns your habits. You see it in dating, too. Love's become a marketplace. Swipe left, swipe right. Like ordering from a human catalog. Romance used to be unpredictable. Now it's optimized. Compatibility scores, personality quizzes, algorithmic soulmates. The idea that technology can measure chemistry, that's how far we've fallen. People don't fall in love anymore. They match. And when it doesn't work out, they don't reflect. They refresh. Next. That's the level of emotional depth we've achieved. Convenience dating for commitment-phobic narcissists. Everyone's chasing connection but running from vulnerability. Everyone wants to be seen but fears being known. And when that emptiness hits, when the illusion cracks, when the noise dies down, that's when people realize the cruel truth. All this connection has made us lonelier than ever. Because what's missing isn't communication, it's meaning. You can talk all day and say nothing. You can share your life without ever living it. You can be surrounded by a million digital voices and still feel like you're shouting into a void. Because connection isn't about quantity, it's about quality. And we traded quality for convenience. You can't build relationships on pixels. You can't replace eye contact with emojis. You can't substitute presence with bandwidth. But that's what we've done. And now we wonder why everyone's anxious, lost, numb. We weren't designed to process this much noise, this much exposure, this much comparison. But every day we're reminded of what we lack, the bodies, the lifestyles, the money, the validation. It's psychological torture disguised as inspiration. And people keep scrolling, hoping that maybe one day they'll find the post that makes them feel whole. Spoiler, it's not there. The saddest part? We still believe the next update will fix it. A new feature. More connection? No, just more distraction. A better engagement? No, just better addiction. It's not progress, it's entrapment. The tools evolve, but the emptiness stays the same, because connection was never a technical problem. It's a human one. It's about empathy, awareness, time, things you can't code. And until we remember that, we'll keep mistaking connection for attention. There's a dark comedy to it all. Humanity built a global nervous system. Wires and signals connecting every corner of the planet, and somehow managed to lose touch with itself. We can send data at the speed of light, but we can't say I love you without an emoji. We can broadcast our meals in real time, but can't remember what gratitude feels like. We've created the most advanced communication network in history, and used it to build walls instead of bridges. Maybe the universe finds it hilarious. Billions of years of evolution, and this is what we did with consciousness. Invented devices that make us feel alone faster. Maybe that's the punchline. Maybe that's why laughter still matters. Because it's the last real human signal left, the last spark of connection that can't be digitized. When you laugh, really laugh, not at a mean, but at the absurdity of it all, you feel something real again. You feel human, and maybe that's all that's left to do. At the noise, laugh at the irony, laugh at the absurdity of a species so desperate to connect that it forgot how. Because when you can laugh at it, even for a moment, you're no longer part of the circus, you're watching it. And in that laughter and that awareness, maybe there's still a little piece of real connection left. Because at the end of the day, we're not lost because we're disconnected from each other. We're lost because we've disconnected from ourselves. And until we learn to reconnect there, without screens, without noise, without needing an audience, all this connection is just static pretending to be sound. You ever notice how everyone's got this big idea that they're connected? Oh yeah, connected. That's the new religion, folks. You got the Holy Trinity right in your pocket. Wi-Fi, battery, and signal bars. That's all you need to feel like part of something bigger. Forget community, forget humanity. As long as that little glowing rectangle says a 4G, you're spiritually fulfilled. You can almost hear angels singing when the notification chime goes off. Hallelujah! Someone like my lunch. People today are obsessed with this idea that being online is being alive. They don't even need to experience life anymore. They just need to document it. If it's not posted, it didn't happen. You can be standing in front of the most beautiful sunset on the planet, but what do you see? A crowd of people staring into their phones trying to frame it just right. Nobody's watching the sunset. They're watching themselves watching the sunset. Life has turned into a performance review and everyone's the star of a show nobody else cares about. And you know what's funny? The more connected people get, the lonelier they are. Everyone's got thousands of friends, but not one person that can call at 3 a.m. when they're breaking down. Everyone's got followers, but nobody's got anyone who will actually follow them out of a dark place. You can DM someone your soul, and they'll leave you on read like you just sent them a grocery list. Humanity's become a Wi-Fi signal. Strong for a second, then gone when you need it most. People say technology brings us together. Sure it does. Together in a room where nobody talks, nobody looks up, nobody even blinks unless it's at a screen. Go to a restaurant sometime. Every table looks like a cyberpunk morgue. Nobody's making eye contact, just scrolling, swiping, scrolling. The only conversation happening is between people and their devices. How's your food? I don't know. I'm texting someone about it. You ever talk to someone these days and realize halfway through that they're not even listening? Their eyes glaze over and you can see the scroll in their brain. Their thumbs might not be moving, but trust me, they're scrolling mentally through what they're gonna check next. Newsfeed, notifications, dopamine hit number 47 of the day. We've trained ourselves to crave distraction more than connection. We've evolved into goldfish with Wi-Fi. And the irony, the irony, is that these devices were supposed to make us smarter. That's what they told us, all the world's knowledge in your pocket. Every library, every encyclopedia, every piece of human wisdom, all one tap away. And what do people use it for? Quizzes to find out which Disney princess they are and videos of people falling off skateboards. We built the most powerful knowledge machine in history, and humanity used it to argue with strangers about whether the earth is flat. You can ask your phone anything. Anything. And what do people ask it? Hey Siri, what's my zodiac compatibility? That's not curiosity. That's loneliness disguised as cosmic science. We've got godlike technology in the hands of emotionally stunted toddlers. People spend more time talking to chatbots than their own kids. They'll yell, Alexa, play my morning playlist, but won't say a good morning to the person next to them. And the best part, everyone's addicted, but nobody thinks they are. I'm not addicted, I just check my phone first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and every 30 seconds in between. That's not addiction, that's routine. Yeah, and a guy who drinks all day says it's just hydration. People defend their addiction like it's their pet. Oh, don't touch my phone. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was threatening your emotional support rectangle. They even panic when the battery dies. Watch someone's face when they see that little red bar. You'd think they were watching a loved one flatline. The anxiety sets in, the heart races, the sweat starts. Oh God, it's at 2%. Where's my charger? Somebody help me. You'd think the world was ending, and in mind it is, because for most people, no battery means no existence. No posts, no likes, no validation. Just silence. And that silence terrifies them. We've become so dependent on screens that real silence feels unnatural. You ever sit in a quiet room with no phone? People can't handle it. They start fidgeting, twitching, inventing reasons to grab the phone. What if someone texted me? No one did, Dave. You're just scared to be alone with your own thoughts. That's the tragedy. People aren't afraid of missing out on the world. They're afraid of facing themselves. And here's the kicker. All this noise, all this constant stimulation, it's designed that way. The apps, the notifications, they know you better than your therapist does. They study you, track you, feed you exactly what keeps you scrolling. They're not selling products anymore. They're selling you. You're the product. Your attention, your habits, your weaknesses. That's what's on the market. They don't need your money. They need your mind. And you hand it over happily because it comes with emojis. You ever wonder why everything's personalized? Because it's not you using the phone, it's the phone using you. You're not customizing your feed. Your feed's customizing you. You start thinking what it wants you to think, buying what it wants you to buy, hating who it tells you to hate. You think you've got free will because you can choose between iPhone and Android, but both choices end in you staring at a screen while someone somewhere counts your data like coins. The truth is, society didn't get dumber because of technology. It just got louder. Stupid people have always been around. They just didn't have Wi-Fi before. Back in the day, your crazy uncle could only annoy his family. Now he's got a Twitter account and a following. The digital age gave everyone a microphone, and suddenly the village idiot has a platform. You scroll through comment sections long enough, you start missing the days when you couldn't hear everyone's opinion. But it's not just the loud ones. It's the quiet collapse of depth. People used to have conversations, debates, arguments that lasted hours. Now, if you can't say it in 280 characters, it's too complicated. You try explaining something meaningful, and people go, too long, didn't read. Yeah, God forbid a thought takes more than a swipe to digest. We've created a world where intelligence is optional, but convenience is mandatory. You can't even talk about anything real without someone taking it personally. Everyone's offended by everything, and it's exhausting. The irony is, for a society that's constantly online, we've lost the ability to actually connect. Everyone's hyper-aware of words but completely numb to meaning. We argue about pronouns while ignoring empathy. Scream about freedom while begging corporations to moderate speech. It's a circus of fragile egos, and the clowns run the show. And through it all, people still think they're evolving. Ooh, yeah? Then why are you arguing with a stranger in the comments of a video about cats? Why are you crying because someone didn't like your post? Why do you feel worthless unless a digital number goes up next to your name? That's not progress, that's a collective nervous breakdown dressed up as innovation. But you can't tell people that? They'll say you're being negative. Don't be so cynical. Cynical? I'm not cynical. I'm observant. There's a difference. If you call out the insanity, people assume you're just bitter. No, I'm just awake. And that's the funny thing. Everyone says they want a real talk, but they can't handle it when it shows up. They want truth with a filter, honesty with a hashtag, wisdom with a soft background track. Real talk makes people uncomfortable because it doesn't vibrate. People used to dream about the future. Flying cars, world peace, enlightenment. Now the dream is faster Wi-Fi and a better camera. That's the grand human aspiration. Clearer selfies. We traded meaning for megapixels. We wanted to explore the stars. Now we just want to explore each other's brunch photos. Somewhere between Apollo 11 and TikTok, humanity took a wrong turn at a progress. And it's not going to stop. You think this is the peak? Wait till they plug the internet straight into your brain. Oh, it's coming straight into your brain. Oh, it's coming. They'll sell it to you as a freedom. Why carry your phone when you can be your phone? People will line up for it. Oh, finally, I can scroll without blinking. Humanity's going to merge with machines, and it won't even be a hostile takeover. It'll be a Black Friday sale. But here's the hilarious twist. Even if we fuse with technology, even if we become part of the system itself, we'll still be as lost, as insecure, as desperate for validation as ever. Because the problem isn't the tools, it's the users. The screen didn't make people dumb. It just gave them a mirror, showed them who they really are. Needy, distracted, terrified of irrelevance. You want to know the real cosmic joke? The universe doesn't care about your feed. It doesn't care about your followers, your likes, your brand, your journey. It doesn't even know what a tweet is. While you're agonizing over a typo in your caption, a star just exploded somewhere 1 billion light years away, and the universe shrugged. That's perspective. That's reality. The universe doesn't validate, it vaporizes. And that's kind of freeing, isn't it? The fact that none of this, the phones, the screens, the endless chatter, actually matters. You can spend your whole life chasing approval through pixels, or you can laugh at the absurdity of it all. Because once you realize how ridiculous it is, you stop trying to win a game that doesn't exist. You stop needing to be seen by everyone and start saying yourself again. So yeah, keep your smartphones. Keep your updates, your posts, your filtered perfection. Just remember that underneath all the noise, you're still just a creature on a spinning rock, surrounded by billions of other confused creatures, all pretending to be sure of something. Maybe the smartest thing you can do isn't to upgrade your phone. It's to power it down. It's to power it down. Because sometimes the dumbest thing in the room isn't the people. It's the idea that staring into a glowing box all day makes you more human. And that's the punchline, folks.